This is Jaden.
Hi, I'm Jill.
And we just bought our first house, and now we're gonna give you a little tour. Yeah, so come check out the inside of our new house. As you see, we have a great little no soliciting sign there, so no one should bother us while we do renos for the next couple months. So pretty much, we just bought this house during the coronavirus market housing crash or whatever that everyone told us not to buy. So hopefully we're gonna see if this was a really good time to buy a house or not. Our thinking is that we'll have a couple months to lay low and kind of get everything fixed and renovated on the inside of it. We won't be really stressed about trying to get Airbnb rentals in some of the rooms or not, because there's coronavirus and everything's canceled anyways. So without further ado, I'll give you a little look around what we plan on renovating in here.
Gross looking red brick fireplace. I would love to tile it like everyone does on HGTV, but I'm just gonna paint it white, maybe get like some nice beat up wood thing for this, and paint this thing nice black, try to make it like nice with some like Target decor on there.
As you can see, the ceiling is all popcorn ceiling. So that is something that, unfortunately, since it's painted, we can't scrape it off. So what we're gonna end up having to do with it, what's called skim coat it. So we pretty much are gonna take like wall mud and we're going to scrape it on top and try and make it flat. We have no idea how that's gonna work. This wall right here, if we're feeling super ambitious, we might just bust out this wall. This cabinet we're definitely gonna pull down just to open up the whole room a little bit. In the kitchen, we're gonna paint all of the cupboards, probably white or light gray or something. Probably get rid of this fridge. There's no handle on it, so it's a little hard to open. The appliances, we'll probably upgrade them to stainless steel since this dishwasher is pretty old. For these countertops, they look pretty bad, but replacing them with granite would cost us maybe like, for this kitchen and the back kitchen, probably like $4 to $6 grand.
Money on my head, that means money on my mind.
So instead of that, we're gonna try out a new thing called epoxy countertops, where we essentially just mix up different colors and put them on the countertop, painted, and it dries. So we'll see how that ends up. This room is the dining room. Hopefully we're going to turn this countertop here, bump it out about a foot and make it into a bar. Put some bar stools under here so that people can eat in the kitchen, and then also we can put a table out here for eating. This fan right here is the one of the two nice fans in the whole house. Probably the only thing that will be original when we're done. We gotta do that whole top area.
This is the laundry room, which is nice because a lot of homes in the 70s don't have a separate room for laundry, but I know, it's great. Door we got back.
That is the door to the pool. So this hallway has got lots of crap in it because we busted out this. This is the first bathroom. It has these really old vanities in here that we may replace, or we might just paint it and put a new top on. And then the bathroom shower in here, the light is broken, so you probably can't see it super great, but it is super yellow and just gross. We thought about ripping it out and putting a new one in there. That would cost like $1,200. So instead, what we're gonna do is we're going to get this Rust-Oleum tub finishing kit, and we're gonna cover the whole thing in just white.
So, just so you know, we have 5 different floorings at the house. Exhibit A, vinyl. Exhibit B, carpet. Exhibit C, this nice yellow tile.
And then we got white tile.
And then the pink tile. So we've got a lot of tiles going on, but it's okay because we're just going to put luxury vinyl wood plank over all of it.
So this is the master bedroom. The fan's kind of good here. It has a good walk-in closet.
Oh, okay. It's not that big, but it's beautiful.
We'll redo all the floorboards in here, put just a big bed in here, maybe some decor around. And then this bathroom, we're gonna totally remodel.
Look at the sparkles.
Sparkly countertop. This thing is super cracked and old, so we might just put the shower refinisher on the top and paint it. And then the bathtub will also refinish this whole bathtub because it's kind of dingy as well. And definitely refinish that nasty drain, looks pretty bad, and probably buy a new toilet for that. This hallway here is what connects this part of the house, which will probably be our Airbnb, with the back half, which we'll be living in. As you can see, there's like this gap right here where a wall used to be, so we may just put up another wall here or a door that will open between the two. And then we floated the idea of turning this like hallway into potentially like an office space for me or something. So this back area is where we'll be living Luckily it doesn't have popcorn ceiling, so we won't have to scrape that, which is gonna save us a bunch of time. We'll put luxury vinyl wood plank on all the flooring here. And then the kitchen is super special. So we'll probably just paint all the counter, or all of the cupboards and everything down here. This thing just randomly removes with a water tank under there.
Yeah, we just found this out.
It's kind of custom. We'll probably just have to paint this countertop thing.
Epoxy it.
And we can't really update it to granite because that'd be really heavy to move every time. And then the sink here, we may just remove the sinks and put undermounting sinks because these are pretty shallow and you can't really fit a lot of dishes in there. I'll have to do a lot of cabinet repairs on some of the old cabinets that are kind of broken, and then this light thing is all cracked and gross.
This is our master bedroom, also our only bedroom, and it has some nice large mirrors for us to look at ourselves in.
The last people left us a bunch of surprises in there.
But it's nice, it's
Very
like a relatively deep closet, nice window, and then access to the outdoors, a nice sliding glass door. And then the bathroom, which oddly enough has access to the backyard. I'll probably put like the tub, the Brazilian tub and shower finishing kit on like this and paint this up all nice. Refinish the shower here, which unfortunately doesn't have a tub, but that's okay.
You're gonna see there's like all these old crappy paint marks from whoever lived here first, like tried to paint it kind of.
And we already removed half of this. These were really hard to get out. Oh, we also want to get rid of this nasty thing and this. Yeah, and then into the backyard. This is our beautiful, this is our half of the backyard that is accessible through the back mother-in-law suite.
Hopefully what we'll do is just clean out the whole thing, remove everything, get rid of that shed, and then we'll put grass down on the ground so that Cove and our baby can play around. This connects to the main backyard, which will be accessible through the Airbnb as well, which we have a nice big pool here, and also a grapefruit tree and a palm tree.
Yep. I like the pool. It is especially deep with a crappy looking diving board that will be removed.
This diving board probably couldn't hold me, but yeah, we'll probably get rid of it.
So those are the in-law sliding glass doors, and then this is the main house's.
So I'm up on the roof right now, and the roof, as I'll show you, it's kind of old. We have some old AC, but it all works, so we'll keep it. We're gonna definitely want to replace this roof. If you can tell, it's just kind of worn out everywhere. So that's gonna take a while. That's a project that I'll probably attempt in October. Yeah, you can just see this is like worn down. There's like not even asphalt for a lot of it. So I'll probably do this all in October. Watching a lot of YouTube videos on it, so hopefully that will be a possibility. All right, so I'm going to now break down the financial cost of the house, how much money we hope to make from it, how much money it costs, and kind of go over everything that went into the whole buying of the house process. So we initially found this house before coronavirus had like completely destroyed the housing market. When we were looking for houses, we actually put an offer on one house before and tried to put an offer on another house before this one even came up. So for the first house, the housing market was super crazy. People were buying houses within 3 days of the house going on the market typically. So for the first house that we saw, we looked at it, and the next day we went to put an offer in, and they said, sorry, it's already been sold. We had 7 offers since last night, and it sold for $6,000 above asking price. So the market was super hot. And so for this house, we ended up actually seeing another one before it again, and this one we put an offer in on. We went and saw it the day it was listed, and we put an offer in for asking price with like a $6,000 or $7,000 escalator clause, which just meant that if anyone offered up to $6,000 above, we'd do $1,000 more than that. So even with that, we were still beat out on that house. And so when this house came on the market, things were starting to slow down a little bit with coronavirus. It had kind of come over to the US a little bit and things were getting a little shaky. So the asking price for this house was $280,000. We put in an offer with an escalator clause all the way up to 290. And with that, we found out the next day that someone had put in a full price offer for 280. So our $1,000 above that was 281, and so that's where we kind of sealed the deal on the house. Because we could see that Corona was kind of starting to take over and the markets were getting unsure, we weren't sure what was going to happen to the housing market and all that, we really took our time. We had our 1 month allotment by the time we had to close on it, and so on all the steps of the process, we pushed them as long as possible so we could try to see what was going to happen in that 1 month period. By the time it came for us to do the inspection, we found out that most everything was good with the house, but then we did need a new roof, and roofs, are pretty expensive, and so that wasn't something we were forecasting for. So we negotiated with the seller to send or to give us $4,500 for a new roof. When it came time for us to do the appraisal of the property, the appraisal came in at we waited all the way to the very end, and so it kind of gave the market a little bit of time for coronavirus to catch up. A lot of people were falling through, and so the appraisal came in at 265, which was significantly lower than the 281 that we had closed at. And the seller said that 2 months earlier he'd gotten an appraisal done and it had been at 295. Corona really brought things down a lot. Which was fantastic for us. With the markets being unstable and stuff, we just kicked it back to them and said, look, this is what the appraisal's at, 265. We're not really sure what we want to do. What can you guys do? And they came back to us and said, yeah, we'll take 265, even though, it was appraised for more before. And so because of that, we were able to, but they wanted to drop what they're giving for the roof. So I think they only gave us like $2,200. But all in all, our total price that we were, the price that we offered and was accepted was $281. So we were able to get over $18,000 cut off the house price because of the coronavirus. What we hope to do with the house in the future is there's a front half and a back half. The back half, we'll live in it because there's only 3 of us in our family. As far as Airbnb go, a house this big, fixed up with a pool, can rent for $140 a night in this area, maybe more with the room size and depending on how many beds we put in it. If we end up doing month-to-month rental, there's a house just 4 houses down the street from us that is currently month-to-month renting. It doesn't have a pool and it doesn't have a mother-in-law suite. It's around the same square footage with the same bedrooms, and it's currently renting for $2,000 a month. So with our mortgage being less than that, we're able to make a profit on the house and still live there for free. And then if we do Airbnb, we're able to, depending on the occupancy rate, make significantly more money than that. So this is our first investment home and also our first home to live in. We are excited to see how much the renovations are going to cost, how much we're going to save by doing them ourselves. In the future, when we do houses, we'll probably get a contractor to do a lot of the labor, but just with the market being unsure right now, and we don't know if the housing value will come down, we want to leave ourselves as much of a cushion as possible. So we want to do as much work as we can, bring up the value of the house, possibly refinance, and possibly look at ways that we can get a little bit of money so that if the market does crash, we can go and take that money and buy ourselves another deal.